Good morning and welcome to another installment of Thursday Thoughts with Parkway Church. In March, Elizabeth and I celebrated 22 years of marriage. Do we have it all together? Absolutely not, but I've learned a few things. I've observed things that work and things that don't work. As Parkway's marriage leader, I wanted to focus this Thursday's Thoughts session on marriage. I think there are some necessary ingredients for a healthy Christian, Jesus-led marriage, and that's the point of this lesson. Let's imagine for a moment there are 7 commandments of marriage. Number 1, thou shalt serve one another. A good marriage practices mutual submission. Ephesians 5:21 commands us to submit one to another out of reverence to Christ. Marriage is not a 50-50 deal. It's a 100-100 deal, each willing to surrender all to the other person. How are you at serving your spouse? Would they say you strive to serve them more every day? Are you more the giver or the taker in the relationship? Be honest with yourself about that. Number 2, thou shalt love unconditionally. Unconditionally means without conditions. I'll love you if is not the command. It's I'll love you even if not. God commands us to love our enemies. How much more should this commitment be strong within a marriage? Are you loving your spouse even with the flaws that you can see better than anyone else? Here's a quick test. Does the way that you communicate with your spouse indicate that you have the highest regard for them? Always. Number 3, thou shalt respect one another. The golden rule covers this, of course, but everybody wants to be respected. So in any good marriage, respect is to be granted to and by both parties. And by the way, I believe respect too is to be unconditional. In my experience, this one is sometimes easier for one spouse to give than the other, especially the one who works hardest in the marriage. Respect is mostly given because of actions, but respect is important for both spouses. Most people grant respect only when all conditions are met to be respected. And that makes sense, but it doesn't provide motivation to improve when the other party needs it most. All of us need someone who believes in us even when we don't believe in ourselves. That's the grace of respect. When most of us feel respected, we will work harder to keep that respect. Number 4, thou shalt put no other earthly relationships before this one. Let no man put asunder. It is not just a good King James Version wedding line. It's God's desire for our marriage. Great couples strive to allow no one, even children, even in-laws, to get in the way of building a healthy marriage. Wow, isn't this a hard one? Yet, I can't tell you how many marriages I have seen ruined because the children come first, or the in-laws interfered, or hobbies, friends, outside relationships. Number 5, thou shalt commit beyond feelings. Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? There will be tough seasons in any marriage. Strong marriages last because they have a commitment beyond their emotional response to each other. Answer honestly this question. When's the last time you actively pursued your spouse? Number 6, thou shalt consider the other person's interest ahead of thine own. Again, we are commanded to do this in all relationships. How much more should we do this in marriage? Over the years, as couples get comfortable with each other, I've observed couples who become very selfish with their individual time. Sometimes, for example, one spouse pursues a hobby that excludes the other, and more time is committed to that hobby. The other spouse begins to feel neglected. It may be allocation of time and actions or the words used to communicate, but sometimes a spouse can make the other spouse feel they're no longer valuable to them. Are you considering how you're being perceived by your spouse? Are you conscious of how you actually perceive your spouse? How's that perspective reflected in treatment of your spouse? Number 7, finally, thou shalt complete one another. The Bible command is one flesh, Ephesians 5. I'm not sure that's any more possible than the command that our individual flesh be molded into the image of Christ. It's a command that we obey in process. We're all saints under construction. We still sin, we still fail, and that process isn't completed here on earth, in my opinion. So it is in a marriage. We never completely get there, but we set such a high standards for our marriage that we continue to press towards that goal. In the garden, God separated male from the female. In marriage, He reunites us into one flesh. Without her, I am incomplete. Without me, she is a whole. There's no better place where iron sharpens iron than in a marriage. Elizabeth makes me a better person, and if I can be so bold, I think I do the same for her. There are qualities in her I need and qualities in me that she needs to become one flesh, but that's a process. That takes time, it takes humility and intentionality. I must allow her to make me better, and likewise for her. But when we do, we are both the benefactors. One question I always ask couples, are you becoming closer as a couple, or are you drifting further apart? That's a great question to ask frequently throughout your marriage. Ask yourself this and answer it honestly. Remember always, marriage is a covenant relationship sworn before the Almighty God. The secret to covenant relationship is this. Covenant doesn't mean I will if you will. The covenant says I will even if you don't. Brother Scott Cooper, our talented director and editor, is going to put these 7 marriage commandments up as a closing screen to give you an opportunity to screenshot them or pause the video and write them down. I hope this helps you, and I pray God's blessing upon you and your marriage as you pursue a truly godly, Christ-led union. See you soon. God bless you. Thank you for joining us today.